Can you imagine making someone not just remember you, but almost beg for your attention, as if they couldn't think about anything else, and every time something reminded them of you, their desire to be by your side grew stronger? Picture this person counting the minutes until your next message or call, missing you as if something important was missing from their day. What if I told you this isn't just some distant dream, but something you can actually achieve? Yes, my Stoic friends, today we're talking about a powerful strategy, the art of stepping back at the right moment. It's about giving people space to truly recognize your value and genuinely miss you. And yes, this ties directly into Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us that sometimes our absence can be even more impactful than our presence. But this isn't about playing emotional games. It's about knowing your worth and allowing others to see it too. Think about it. What makes someone keep thinking about you all the time? Not just because they miss you, but because they recognize how much you matter and how much of a difference you make in their life. Stick with me, because we're about to uncover the Stoic secrets to becoming that unforgettable person. Someone who stays on people's minds even when they're nowhere near. As Seneca once said, to make them miss you, you must give them the gift of your absence. Now take a moment and reflect. What does it really mean to give someone this gift? Imagine the impact of pulling back just enough for them to truly feel your absence. It's in that space, in that silence, that your value grows. Little by little, they start to realize how much you were part of their daily life, how your presence shaped their thoughts and emotions. Suddenly, they find themselves thinking about you more, wanting you around, missing the unique energy only you bring. But before we dive deeper, I have a challenge for you. If you're ready to learn how to use your absence as a powerful force, drop a comment below. On your mind. This isn't just a phrase, it's a sign of your confidence, your strength, and your commitment to becoming unforgettable. It's time to show the world and yourself that you're not just stepping back, you're increasing your value. Let's see who's ready for this shift and willing to become someone who leaves a mark, even without being there. Now think for a second. Why do some people stay in our minds even when they're not around? What makes us keep replaying conversations, reliving moments, thinking about them over and over again? It's not just luck or coincidence. There are certain behaviors and principles that make someone unforgettable. And here's the best part. You can learn to do this too. The human mind is powerful. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. If you understand this, you unlock a major advantage. Our minds focus on what stands out, what leaves unanswered questions, what feels different. When someone makes a deep, striking, and slightly mysterious impact, our brains keep going back to them, trying to figure it out. That's why knowing when to step back can be such an effective strategy. It's like planting a seed in someone's mind, one that grows in your absence and turns into something they can't ignore. But just disappearing isn't enough. What truly makes the difference is how you stay in their thoughts, even when you're not physically present. Small details, meaningful moments, and strong memories are what linger in their minds. Imagine creating interactions so unforgettable that someone keeps recalling them at the most unexpected times. This is the real power of those who master this skill, a mix of stoicism, psychology, and understanding human relationships. As we go through these 10 key techniques today, ask yourself, what are you doing to be remembered? Because the secret isn't just about being present in someone's life, it's about making an impression that lasts. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to ensure that even when you're not around, someone will be thinking about you, wondering what you're up to, what's on your mind, and when they'll see you again. To be unforgettable, just showing up isn't enough. You need to leave a lasting impact. You're not just another person in the crowd. You're the one who comes to mind when someone needs advice, when they face challenges, or when they seek inspiration. That's the power of self-control. It makes you memorable, influential, and ensures that your presence is felt long after you're gone. Now let's add a little humor, because let's be honest, life's too short to be serious all the time. Have you ever tried staying calm while your favorite team is losing? Now that's a real test of patience. But seriously, in every part of life, whether it's handling stress at work, managing relationships, or even staying cool in traffic, your ability to stay in control makes all the difference. It's like having a secret superpower that not everyone has. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Those who aren't ruled by emotions have control over their lives. This idea is powerful because when you learn to handle your emotions, you improve your relationships, and when your relationships get better, you leave a lasting impression on people. They'll remember you because they admire your confidence, your calmness, and your ability to stay composed no matter what happens. Here's a challenge. The next time you're in a situation that tests your self-control, take a deep breath, stay cool, and pay attention to how people react. I bet you'll notice a difference. They'll start looking at you with more respect, admiration, and maybe even a little envy. Remember, self-control isn't about hiding how you feel, it's about directing your emotions in a way that makes you stronger. When you master this skill, you don't just become someone people remember. You become someone they respect and look up to. So keep going and let your calmness be the reason people think about you, without you even having to say a word. Now, the secret to being remembered is making smart decisions. I know this might sound like something a robot or a spreadsheet-obsessed person would say, but hold on. Thinking before you act doesn't mean being cold. It's about making thoughtful, intentional choices that people can't help but notice and respect. This is what makes others see you as someone steady in the chaos of life, someone reliable, trustworthy, and unforgettable long after the conversation is over. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." This quote perfectly sums up what it means to make wise decisions. When you think clearly, you act clearly, and that affects everything around you. Picture a moment when everyone is rushing to make a decision. It could be a big work project, a family issue, or even something simple like picking a restaurant. When people are stressed, tired, or impatient, most will act without thinking or just follow the crowd. But not you. You pause, weigh the options, consider the pros and cons, and choose something that works not just for now, but in the long run. That kind of attitude makes others see you as someone whose opinion matters. And believe me, it sticks with them. They'll start thinking, what would he do right now? And just like that, you're already on their mind. Let's keep it simple. Imagine you're out with friends trying to pick a place to eat. Everyone throws out ideas, but no one agrees on anything. Then, you step in with a suggestion that works for everyone. And just like that, the decision is made, and everyone's happy. It might seem like a small thing, but these little choices make a big impact. And here's the secret. Making smart choices isn't just about big life decisions, it's about doing it all the time. The small actions you take every day build a strong reputation. How you manage your time, handle your money, and deal with your relationships, it all adds up. Being someone who thinks before acting is rare and valuable. It's the kind of thing that makes people come to you for advice or simply want to be around you because you give off a steady, balanced energy that's hard to find. Stop talking about what a good person should be, just be one. This reminds us that it's not enough to just say you want to make better decisions. You actually have to do it. When you choose wisely, you're not just improving your own life, you're inspiring others too. You become someone people admire, someone they think of when they have an important choice to make. Your ability to stay logical under pressure makes them see you as a symbol of stability. Logic in the middle of chaos. Here's a challenge. The next time you need to make a decision, big or small, pause for a moment and think. Consider not just how it affects you, but also those around you. Watch how people react when you make the right call, and notice how it changes the way they see you. Over time, you'll realize that they start remembering you, not just for your choices, but for the sense of clarity and confidence you bring into their lives. The way we handle challenges leaves an impression no one forgets. Now, let's talk about the third skill that makes people think about you all the time: the strength to handle tough times. You've probably heard this phrase a lot, but what does it really mean? And more importantly, how can it make you unforgettable? Well, get ready. Facing life's challenges with resilience and balance can turn you into someone people can't stop thinking about. A gem can't be polished without friction, just like a person can't grow without challenges. This Stoic idea gets straight to the point about what it means to be strong in the face of adversity. Life has ups and downs, and the way you deal with problems says a lot about who you are. Imagine this. You're going through a rough patch. Maybe you lost your job, ended a relationship, or faced a major setback in a personal project. Most people would get stuck, overwhelmed by the weight of the situation. But not you. You take a deep breath, pick yourself up, and keep moving forward, even if it's little by little. That, my friends, is strength. It's not about avoiding problems, it's about how you rise after you fall. And here's the secret. When people see you overcoming challenges, they don't forget it. It's impossible not to wonder, how does he do it? Your resilience becomes something they admire, something that sticks with them even after everything is over. Now, let's add a little humor. Have you ever seen those inflatable punching dolls that always bounce back no matter how hard you hit them? That's exactly what it means to have the strength to face tough times. Life may knock you down, but you always get back up. And after a while, people start asking themselves, what is this person made of? Spoiler alert, determination, courage, and a little bit of that Stoic wisdom we love so much. The obstacle in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. This quote reminds us that problems aren't just roadblocks, they're opportunities to grow. When you face challenges head-on, you're not just surviving, you're evolving. You turn difficulties into stepping stones to go even further. And believe me, this mindset stands out. It makes people think of you during hard times and ask themselves, what would he do in this situation? Now picture this. You're in the middle of a difficult work project. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Your team is exhausted, the deadline is tight, and the pressure is high. But instead of freaking out, you stay calm and focused. You take charge, find solutions, and keep your team motivated. When everything settles down, what sticks with people is your attitude. Your coworkers remember how you handled the situation, and that memory stays with them. They don't just see you as a colleague anymore. They see you as a leader they can rely on when things get tough. It's not just about getting through hard times. It's about proving that problems don't define who you are, they make you even stronger. It's about coming out of every challenge more prepared, more experienced, and more determined. And that, my friends, is what makes you unforgettable. People don't just remember those who succeed. They remember those who kept going, even when everything was against them. Here's a little challenge. The next time life throws a tough problem your way, face it head on. Show your strength, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Let them see that no matter how difficult things get, you have the courage to push through. And notice how they start remembering you, not just as someone who faced hard times, but as someone who grew because of them. Mindfulness, the power of being fully present. Now, let's talk about the fourth skill that makes people think about you all the time, truly being present. In today's world, with so much happening at once, it's easy to get distracted. But here's the thing, when you're fully present with someone, it's like giving them a gift more valuable than gold. Being present isn't just about being physically in the same place. It's about being mentally and emotionally engaged. And trust me, people don't forget that. When you wake up in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to feel, to love. Marcus Aurelius. This quote reminds us how precious every moment is. Imagine having a conversation with someone, and instead of half listening while checking your phone, you're fully tuned in. You're not just hearing their words, you actually understand them. You make eye contact, respond thoughtfully, and engage in the conversation. That kind of attention is rare, and it makes people feel valued and important. Now let's add a little humor. Think about the last time you were talking to someone, and it was obvious they weren't paying attention. Didn't it feel like you were talking to a wall? But when someone truly listens to you, it's amazing, right? That's the kind of impact you want to have. When you're fully in the moment, people feel it, and they remember what it's like to be around you. And that feeling is powerful. Knowing how to live in the now is one of the secrets to having a balanced mind. It teaches us that by being present, you not only improve your own well-being, but you also strengthen your relationships. So here's a challenge. The next time you're with someone, put away distractions and focus completely on the conversation. Notice how it changes the energy of the moment and how the other person reacts. And if you want to master this and leave a lasting impression, drop a comment saying, "I'm 100% here." Emotional control, the secret to staying in people's minds. Now, let's talk about the fifth skill that makes people think about you all the time. Emotional control. Don't be intimidated by the term. It's not about hiding what you feel, like bottling everything up until you explode. Emotional control is about managing your feelings in a way that strengthens your relationships and leaves a lasting impression. Think of it like a thermostat. Not too hot, not too cold, but just the right balance. The person who masters their emotions masters their life. This idea sums it all up, because let's be real, we've all had moments where emotions took over. But imagine this. You're in a tough argument, and instead of getting carried away by frustration or anger, you take a deep breath, stay calm, and respond with composure. Suddenly, you're not just reacting, you're leading the conversation. People notice that. They remember how you handled the situation with maturity, and that leaves a mark. Emotional control. Staying steady when it matters. Having emotional control doesn't mean turning into a robot. It just means you choose how to express what you feel. Whether it's staying calm in a stressful meeting or keeping a positive attitude when things go wrong, the way you handle your emotions shapes how others see you. And believe me, being the person who stays collected when everything around them is falling apart is rare and highly valued. So, here's a challenge. The next time you feel your emotions bubbling up, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath, think, and then respond. Notice how it changes the way others see you and how it impacts your relationships. Living by your values, the secret to being unforgettable. Now let's talk about the sixth skill that makes people remember you, living by your values. I know, values might sound like a formal or philosophical term, but hold on. Living by your values isn't about being perfect or always following the rules. It's about acting in a way that reflects what truly matters to you, so that people respect you, admire you, and of course, can't stop thinking about you. Stop wasting time arguing about what it means to be a good person. Just be one. Marcus Aurelius. That quote says it all. Living by your values isn't about talking, it's about doing. Imagine you're in a situation where cutting corners or taking a shortcut would benefit you. Most people would go for the easy way out, but not you. You stick to what you believe is right, even when no one is watching. And guess what? People notice. They may not say anything, but they think, that takes real character. That kind of attitude sticks in people's minds. Living with integrity and respect inspires others and creates a ripple effect. It's like planting seeds of trust and admiration in the minds of those around you. Over time, those seeds grow, and every time your name comes up, the memory is, that person always does the right thing. And trust me, that's the kind of reputation that makes someone unforgettable. So, here's a challenge. The next time you have to choose between the easy way and the right way, go with your values. See how it makes you feel, and pay attention to how others react. You'll notice that living this way not only brings you peace, but also makes you someone people never forget. Accepting reality, embracing life with ease. Now let's move on to the seventh skill that keeps people thinking about you. Accepting reality as it is. You might be wondering, so does that mean I should just sit back and let life happen to me? Not at all. In the Stoic way of thinking, accepting reality doesn't mean being passive, it means seeing things for what they actually are, not how you wish they were. It's about living in the present, even when it's tough, and finding peace in that. And let me tell you, there's nothing more striking than someone who faces life's ups and downs with both strength and ease. The obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius. This quote is the perfect reminder that the challenges in our path are often part of the solution. Imagine you're going through a tough time at work, dealing with personal struggles or realizing a relationship isn't working out the way you hoped. Most people panic or fight against reality, but not you. You take a step back, look at the situation for what it is, accept what you can't change, and focus on what you can do. That kind of mindset stands out. People start noticing your steady attitude, and soon enough, they're wondering how you manage to stay so grounded. Now, let's add some humor. Have you ever tried to change the weather? Yeah, me neither. Some things are just out of our hands. The same goes for many moments in life. When you stop resisting what you can't control and accept reality, you free up energy for what actually makes a difference. So, here's a challenge. The next time something happens that's out of your control, practice acceptance. Take a deep breath, assess the situation, and ask yourself, what can I do right now? You might be surprised at how this shift in perspective changes everything. And if you're ready to embrace this mindset and make yourself unforgettable, drop a comment saying, I accept. Purposeful action, the secret to being remembered. Now let's talk about the eighth skill that makes people keep thinking about you, acting with purpose. You might be wondering, what does that even mean? It's simple. It means that everything you do has a reason behind it. Instead of just reacting to whatever happens, you make conscious choices that align with what truly matters to you. And when people see that you live with intention, it leaves an impression. They start noticing that your decisions have meaning, and they become inspired by you. Picture this. You're working on a project. Instead of just doing the bare minimum to get it done, you put in real effort and focus on the details. You know why you're doing it and what outcome you want to achieve. Your coworkers pick up on that. They see that you're not just going through the motions. You have a clear goal. That kind of energy is contagious. Before you know it, you become the person people turn to for advice or motivation. First, decide who you want to be. Then, do what it takes to get there. Epictetus, acting with purpose, making a real impact. This Stoic quote teaches us that acting with purpose doesn't mean being busy all the time. It means making choices that actually matter. When your actions match your goals, you become someone who doesn't just go with the flow, but carves their own path, and that stands out. Living with purpose isn't just about doing things, it's about making an impact, and that impact stays in people's minds long after the conversation ends. Appreciating the present, the secret to being unforgettable. Now let's talk about the 9th skill that makes people remember you, knowing how to appreciate the present moment. You might be thinking, really? How is that going to make me unforgettable? But the truth is, gratitude is like a superpower. It's simply about knowing how to enjoy the moment. And once you learn this, your energy shifts completely. Imagine you're having a conversation with someone. Instead of complaining about what went wrong or stressing over what hasn't happened yet, you focus on what's good right now. You appreciate the conversation, the lessons learned, and the little joys of life. Suddenly, you're not just another person. They see you as someone who brings lightness and positivity. People start feeling good around you, and they remember you with warmth. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. This quote reminds us that when we're thankful for what we have now, we become happier and more fulfilled. You show that happiness isn't something you need to chase. It's already here in the present, and that mindset is unforgettable. People start thinking, I wish I had that kind of peace. Just like that, you're living rent-free in their minds. Now let's make this fun. Have you ever noticed how dogs always seem happier than most people? They're not worried about tomorrow, they just enjoy now. Be the human version of a happy dog. When you appreciate the present, your energy spreads to everyone around you. Here's a challenge. Next time you feel stressed or distracted, pause for a moment and think of one thing you're grateful for. Say it out loud or share it with someone, and watch how it shifts the mood around you. People will start associating you with good feelings and happy moments, and that is unforgettable. Are you ready to live in the moment and leave your mark? Drop a comment below. I'm grateful for the present. Let's see who's ready to spread good vibes and make a lasting impression. Gratitude in action, making a difference with small gestures. Here's a simple challenge for you. Next time you're with someone, take a second to show appreciation. It doesn't have to be anything big, just something as simple as saying, I'm really happy we're spending this time together. Notice how this small act changes the mood and creates a positive memory. And if you're ready to start practicing gratitude and become someone unforgettable, comment below, I appreciate the now. Let's see who's willing to embrace the present and become that person everyone loves having around. Emotional intelligence, the secret to truly being remembered. Now let's talk about the 10th and final skill that makes people think about you all the time, emotional intelligence. This might be the ultimate key to staying in people's minds and hearts. Why? Because emotional intelligence isn't just about understanding your own feelings. It's about noticing and respecting the emotions of others. It's almost like having a superpower that helps you handle tough situations in a smarter, calmer way, leaving a positive impact on everyone you meet. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. Think about this. You're in a heated argument with a friend or family member. The tension rises, and it could easily turn into a big fight. But instead of reacting on impulse, you pause, take a breath, and try to see things from their perspective. You listen, show that you care, and respond calmly. What happens? Instead of conflict, you build a stronger connection. That person will remember how you made them feel heard and understood, long after the conversation is over. Emotional intelligence isn't just about managing your emotions. It's about tuning into what others feel and using that to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. It's the kind of skill that makes people think, wow, this person really gets me, and that sticks in their minds. Whether at work, in friendships, or in romantic relationships, those with emotional intelligence stand out, not just for being smart, but for being genuinely human. Here's a challenge. In your next conversation, really pay attention to what the other person is feeling. Notice how this changes the way you connect and how much stronger your relationships become. Now, I want you to do this. Pick one of these skills and start practicing it today. Whether it's staying calm, making more thoughtful decisions, or strengthening your emotional intelligence, choose one and put it into action. Then, come back here and share your experience in the comments. Let's build a community where we all learn and grow together, one step at a time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you join a community of people dedicated to learning from Stoic principles and becoming the best version of themselves. And remember, you have the power to shape how others see you. So make it unforgettable. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.